Hello there once again. Mick Cornett and Kent Myers on The Verdict. Glad you're with us this week. We're here every week meeting interesting people and dealing with topical issues. And baseball season is in full swing, kind of on the tail end of it, but a time for us to kind of reflect on the wonderful season and all the enjoyable times out at Oklahoma City's ballpark.
Yes, we're going to be visiting about the Oklahoma City RedHawks with Michael Byrnes, the president and general manager of the RedHawks. Going to tell us about what's going on out at the ballpark, and it's still got some time left to go out and enjoy a ball game.
That's right. It's a great time to watch minor league baseball in the state of Oklahoma, both Tulsa and Oklahoma City, with relatively new stadia offering some of the best in minor league entertainment. And Michael Byrnes is a veteran of this organization. He's going to talk to us more about minor league baseball and specifically about baseball in Oklahoma City. It's today on The Verdict.
America has been here before, faced with daunting challenges, and we've always found the courage to lead. Foreign oil, greenhouse gases, we have the power to do something about them with American natural gas. Chesapeake is forging ahead, converting our fleets to clean-burning natural gas vehicles, encouraging others to do the same. Welcome to America. Chesapeake, America's champion of natural gas.
Wilsey, Meyer, Eatman, Tate. We're accountants. We do taxes, business valuations, estate planning, and consulting. And we're right here in Oklahoma, working with the owners of small and medium-sized businesses. Steve Wilsey and Stuart Meyer have the resources and the experience. Wilsey, Meyer, Eatman, Tate in Oklahoma City and Tulsa.
This woman is having a heart attack, and she doesn't even know she's at risk. Heart attacks aren't always as dramatic as you see on TV. Gone unchecked, heart disease could crumple everything. A simple heart scan could save your life. Get a $50 heart scan at St. Anthony, the most trusted experts in cardiovascular care.
Welcome back to the set of The Verdict. Mick Cornett with Kent Myers, and Kent's going to introduce today's guest.
Today we're really pleased to welcome to our show we have called Play Ball, the president and general manager of the Oklahoma City RedHawks, Mr. Michael Byrnes. Michael was a native of Arlington, Texas, did his undergraduate work at St. Mary's University in San Antonio. He got into the baseball business first with the Frisco Ball Club in North Dallas area, the Frisco Rough Riders. They were affiliated with the Texas Rangers, and then became employed with Mandalay Baseball Properties in 2002. He joined the RedHawks in his current position just about a year ago, so he's completing just about his first year here in Oklahoma City. And we wanted to get him on. We're a little late in the season, but we wanted to get a year's perspective from him to see how things have gone, and we sure appreciate you coming.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here.
All right, let's talk about this 2011 season and your first full year in Oklahoma City.
It's been quite a whirlwind. I know that for sure. We got on the ground right about the early September, and typically how our business operates, we're doing our planning the previous May. So we had a really short window to really get on the ground, meet a lot of the key leadership in the community, and make sure we were listening a lot, get an understanding of how we wanted to operate the business. We have an ownership group that has 6 minor league baseball teams around the country, so we had an idea of some of the things we wanted to do, but we certainly had to stop and listen first and get a good understanding of what was going to be right for this community. So Fast forward, and all of a sudden it's March 29th, and we're hosting an exhibition game with the Houston Astros, our new affiliate, and it was kind of a blur, everything that happened in between. But it's been a good ride.
When you were listening, what did you learn about Oklahoma City's baseball market that might have been slightly different than other markets?
Well, we did our due diligence on the team for quite some time, so we knew it was a great market as far as sports fans go. Obviously, with the universities, with the Thunder, everyone's very, very supportive of their sports team. So that was continually reinforced for me as I went out and met with folks. But on top of that, just the ballpark being such a community asset, that was reinforced to us time and time again, just how important it was to everyone's pride in the city. And baseball fan or not, people wanted to see the team and see the operation there succeed. So that was something that was made very clear to us as we got here.
And we can't have a conversation this summer without talking about the weather. When you're trying to sell entertainment outdoors and it's above 110,
sure,
that can't be an easy sell. How have Oklahomans responded to the heat?
Well, one of the things that we put a big emphasis on when we got to town was we grew our sales staff, and we really put an effort on how do we get out and meet as many people as possible and sell either through ticket packages or advanced group sales, sell the tickets in advance. So certainly the heat's a factor, but a lot of people, they've got tickets in their hands already. They're not making a decision at 4 o'clock whether I'm going to go to the game or not tonight. They've already got that ticket in the hand, and they're going to go, want to take advantage of it. And we're just coming off kind of an extended stretch. We have 12 games at home, so you can see nights where that heat certainly leads to a lot of extra bottles of water being purchased at the ballpark.
I was going to ask about that. Can you tell that there's more water or more beer or more soft drinks being
water
sold?
Specifically, absolutely. Yeah, the water sales are up significantly, and that's something that I think is just a reflection of people trying to stay as cool as they can and enjoy what they can. And luckily, the ballpark's built in a way that there's a lot of shade. So even at the beginning of the game, most people can be in the shade, and there's a good breeze that comes through there on most nights. So I think most people, once they've been out there, it's been pretty pleasant.
And I'm sure you've had some feedback from the players on this heat.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I keep telling them I've worked on that switch for the air conditioner out on the field. It's just not working for them. But yeah, the players, a lot of their time is spent with Southern teams just because of our division and how things play out. So they've been kind of getting it everywhere they go. Even when they go on the road, there's not much relief. So unfortunately, it's been a tough one for them.
Well, I know probably many of our viewers understand the AAA baseball, which is the RedHawks level, is just a step right below Major League.
Sure.
You have other teams besides Oklahoma City and Mandalay baseball properties. Where are they, and at what level are they?
Okay, we have really our team that we got everything started with is the Dayton Dragons, which is single A for the Cincinnati Reds. They're an organization that
Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio, exactly. Just recently, they surpassed the all-time professional sports record for consecutive sellouts. So now they're 820 plus. So 11 full seasons. Every game that's been played has been a sellout there in Dayton. So that community has really responded very well to them.
That's got to be unique in minor league baseball or almost any sport.
Really anywhere. The record that they passed.
Green Bay Packers or something.
Well, the record that they passed was the Portland Trailblazers, and it took from the late 70s through the early 90s. They had 814 consecutive. So this, right in the early July is when Dayton passed that record and had a great celebration, and they're still going strong. So they're working towards 1,000. I think that's going to be the next step. Wow. So in addition to that, we have the Frisco Rough Riders, which is in North Dallas, as you mentioned, AA team for the Texas Rangers. We have a partnership with two teams, or two New York Yankees affiliates. So we work with them in partnership with their AAA team in Scranton-Wilkes-Barre, Scranton-Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And then their single A team, short season single A, in Staten Island, New York. We also have a AA affiliate of the Detroit Tigers in Erie, Pennsylvania. And then we have another venture. We have a consulting arm that works very closely with the Winston-Salem Dash, which is single A for the Chicago White Sox. So it's really great for us because it gives us an opportunity for a lot of shared best practices across all these different teams, things that work in different markets. How can we apply them here? How can they take our ideas, things that are successes with Oklahoma City, and apply them in their market? So it makes for fun and very engaging interaction with my peers and the other team presidents as we try to get better every year.
As the managers of the ballpark, you also kind of assume the role of one of the stakeholders of Bricktown.
Absolutely.
And how is that relationship going with the other merchants and then the other people who are vested in that brand?
Bricktown is just a fantastic place for us to be. It was one of the things that stood out to me when the opportunity was first offered to myself. So many of our ballparks that Mandalay owns, we'd love to have that entertainment district right there, and we're working with the local communities in many cases to do that. Here it was already built in, so such a fantastic kind of upgrade and an immediate asset to have all of those merchants, all of that nightlife already built in down there. It's a destination that families will drive far and wide to come visit. So it's been fantastic for us, and I know being able to participate with the folks in the Bricktown Association and get to know all of them has been a good asset for me to learn the history and learn just all the nuances of what goes on downtown.
Well, part of your job is salesmanship, getting the folks in the community to buy the tickets and to show up.
Mm-hmm.
I have had a recent personal experience with your staff that was just couldn't have been better. Very professional, very helpful. But that just doesn't happen. That must start from the top and work down. And what did you do, or how do you make your staff as responsive and friendly as they obviously are?
Well, obviously one of the things is just empowering folks. We have a staff that one of our kind of 5 key tenets is unsurpassed customer service. And we treat that as both external and internal, and how we're interacting with one another. And we want to make sure that every touch with one of our stakeholders, whether it be a fan, whether it be someone in the community, whether it be a key city leader, that it's a positive one. So from the moment people park, we want to make sure that every touch has been something that's both fun, exciting, and very professional. So we work with them, everyone on our staff, whether they're full-time staff or our part-time staff that has a full-time job during the day and then come out and they're an usher at the ballpark or a ticket taker. We put together what we call RedHawks University, and it's modeled after Disney University with the customer service elements that go along with it. So in late March, before we opened the gates for the first time, we sat with all those folks that could have any interaction over the course of 5 nights, whether it be a ticket taker, a full-time staff member, someone in Oklahoma City Police Department that works security for us, EMTs, everyone. And we just made sure they understood what the expectations were on our end for what customer service meant. So it actually makes for a very fun and engaging dialogue when we have those conversations and work very closely with those folks. And I believe, in my experience, the 9 years I've been with Mandalay, people like that empowerment. So if you're an usher and you can solve a problem right away, it's so much better than trying to find myself or a full-time staff member. They like being able to walk up and help that customer who dropped their ice cream and just get it solved right away and not have to kind of work through multiple layers. So it makes for a great experience.
Michael Byrnes is with the Oklahoma City RedHawks. We'll be right back with more with Michael after this on The Verdict.
The thing that has made the most sense for me is realizing that I am still an educator, and that is what I do at the Chickasaw Nation. I'm Dr. Amanda Cobb-Greetham. I'm a historian, and I'm Chickasaw. The Chickasaw Cultural Center is amazing. It is a very, very special place devoted to the sharing and to the celebration of Chickasaw history and culture. State-of-the-art technology, exhibits that are not like anything I've ever seen. The Spirit Forest is incredible, and you feel as if you have actually just walked into a forest with huge trees all around you. It's timeless, and yet it's sort of also representative of our time depth, to really just sort of reach through time and touch the past. By the end of the exhibits, you really have a sense of Chickasaw cultural and political resurgence and the extent to which we are a healthy, dynamic, and vital tribe today. Chickasaws have always been an inclusive people. This is something for the whole community and for the state of Oklahoma.
Every time our country imports energy, we're saying we've lost confidence in our own.
But Oklahomans know, under the land of the free lies the energy to be brave.
Advanced technology has led to vast discoveries of oil and natural gas that have doubled America's supply estimates.
Using one well to do the work of 10 in half the time, we're proving that America's best answers will always come from inside our borders.
Oklahoma's oil and natural gas industry, advancing our state, empowering our nation.
When you have something important to communicate, it becomes clear that there's a lot of competition for your audience's attention. So how can your message stand out and actually resonate with your audience? Legal Graphics has the answers. The team at Legal Graphics will work with you to plan, design, and even test your presentation to ensure your message will be heard and remembered. Call Legal Graphics today to schedule an appointment. The readiness is all.
Welcome back to the set of The Verdict. We're visiting with Michael Byrnes. Baseball is the most tradition-rich of all sports, but yet if you're marketing baseball, you've kind of got to offer something new, you know, occasionally to keep your fans interested and enthused. So what's new on the minor league baseball front? What evolving strategies are marketers using?
Well, one of the things that we just put our biggest emphasis on is it has to be family entertainment. It goes beyond just what happens between the lines. There's certainly a lot of diehard baseball fans in Oklahoma City, but not enough to fill that ballpark 72 nights out of the year. So we want to make sure it's a great family entertainment experience. So whether you're coming out with your children's little league or with the church group or just for a Friday night out on the town, we put that emphasis on everything that happens between the innings. So we've got the mascots and their skits, and we have an individual, her sole job as the director of entertainment is to put together a plan from the moment gates open until we're all thanking our fans at the end of the night. Everything that goes on in between has to be well rehearsed and has to be scripted, and that makes for a lot of fun for our fans, particularly because many times they're the ones that are interacting in it, and they're doing the trivia contest or they're running the bases between innings. So that family entertainment experience is huge for us. With so much player movement, it's tough to focus on a lot of players because they'll move up, they'll move down. There may be a trade, so we really put that emphasis on Cooper and Ruby, our mascots, and they're kind of the face of the team. Our all-stars, the folks that do all the between-inning skits, they get a lot of attention, and it allows us to kind of build a familiar brand from one year to the next.
What is the trend at the major league level on attendance? Is it going up or down? What can you tell us?
I believe that this year it's pretty static, which it's seen a trend over previous years of going up, and I think it's kind of flattened out this year. And it's tough to say what the factor is for that. I think we're not the only ones experiencing heat and unseasonable weather. So there's certainly some items there. There's some major league clubs that traditionally have done better that aren't doing as well this year. So that there's kind of always that back and forth. When you rely so heavily on wins and losses, that's kind of what you end up running into.
A couple of theories, and some people choose some middle ground, but there are a couple of theories are you just throw a bunch of free tickets at a minor league game, get a bunch of people in there and try to make money off concessions or something else. The other theory is, no, you've got to value the ticket price. You've got to go ahead and charge a competitive value for the ticket price.
Right.
Even if you have fewer people at that case, at least you've shown value for the ticket. So
certainly.
Where does your organization feel about those strategies?
We fall very firmly with the second. We want to make sure we've spent this first year on the ground really building value in that ticket. And so as we work to increase our season ticket sales, for instance, we more than quadrupled the amount of season ticket holders in this past off season. Well, we have to make sure that they feel value in their tickets over the course of the year. So,
and if there's a bunch of free tickets in the community, then why did I buy mine?
Absolutely,
that's the marketing theory behind it.
Yep, and that helps us with the emphasis for people to buy in advance. You want them to buy the season tickets, but it may be as small as a 7-game plan for a family because it's tough for them to go to more than one game a month. So when we introduced that, we saw over 3,500 of those plans sold.
Really?
Because it was a really good response from the community. Folks that had not had the opportunity other than just to buy one off in the past now had a product that kind of fit for them. So they knew every first Friday of the month or whatever it may be, they had kind of their locked-in entertainment. And so that's something we did put made sure there was a lot of value there. We also do that on the group ticket side. So everyone that comes out with a group of 10 or more, you could be a youth sports organization or a church. You're all getting a ball cap. You're getting a free program when you walk in the game. So there's all this additional value in addition to just the baseball and the entertainment that comes along with it. So we definitely have put a big emphasis on pricing the tickets where we feel it needs to be. There's about 49% of the seats we actually lowered in price this offseason. So we put it where it belongs and have just worked as hard as we can to sell tickets rather than flood the market, like you said, with a lot of free tickets.
I would guess that just looking at it on a sport-by-sport basis, a night at the ballpark with a family is probably less expensive than a night at an NBA game or even at a major college football game as a family event.
Yep, and it's something that we always keep a very close eye on. Quality, affordable entertainment. You know, I mentioned unsurpassed customer service being one of those key tenets, but it has to be affordable as well, and that's one of the other 5 tenets that we really focus on. So it is kind of mom and apple pie, minor league baseball, and so you can't price folks out, and it has to be something that's very accessible to anyone. So you know, we have general admission tickets at $5. Most expensive tickets $15 back behind home plate. So you can fall anywhere in between, and it becomes a really nice night out for a family and very accessible.
The relationship with the Astros, how's that going?
It's going great. It's something that they were very aggressive and assertive in wanting to be in this market once they found out that they were going to be transitioning as well. So they made sure that they've done all the right things. They want their players involved in the community. They want the team manager has been very helpful with any of the events that we host at the ballpark for our partners or for our ticket holders. And the Astros themselves have just been good partners. They have a lot of transition going on with their business, but they've maintained good lines of communication with us to make sure that we're all on the same page with how we want to work with their athletes here in Oklahoma City and prepare them for Houston.
Right. And they're supplying players to you guys. How has that relationship gone?
It's gone pretty well. We started the season with their top prospect, Jordan Lyles, as a pitcher. And I think that May is when he was moved up to Houston. So sad to see him go so quickly, but it's certainly good for him to elevate and begin, I believe, to kind of create that connection for folks that can watch players here. Then they know they're able to watch a little National League baseball and find him in Houston or wherever Houston's traveling to. So we've seen some good talent come through here. There's been a kind of a recent string of trades that the Astros were involved in, so I think that could create another influx of different players that we're going to see in the near future. And I'm excited to see some of those ball players.
How have you and your wife acclimated to Oklahoma City? I know this was a move for you. You hadn't lived here before.
Right. So far, it's been great. It was a quick move. It was one that was kind of all done in one weekend. So we had the opportunity to really get here pretty quickly, and my wife works with the team as well. So we both really put a lot of emphasis from September through now in July. Working with the team, but we've also been able to enjoy some of the great aspects of Oklahoma City. We found some great places to dine. We've enjoyed going to Thunder games, and all those things have allowed us to quickly feel very comfortable and enjoy our lifestyle here.
Well, I can ask you this, the mayor can't, but how have you found your relationship and your support from the city of Oklahoma City?
It's been outstanding from the start. As we had the opportunity, we got to town and met with all the key folks. We wanted to make sure that first of all, we introduced ourselves properly and let them know that we understand that the ballpark and the team is a key asset. It's something that the community does embrace, and we want to make sure that it continued to be something that was attractive to everyone. But all the city leadership has been outstanding in supporting us, directing us in the right directions. You know, when there's challenges or items that we need the right guidance with. So I don't think it could be better.
And you've hosted the Big 12 tournament the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
And it's been going here a long time, but your relationship with the Big 12, how would you say that's going?
That was a fun event for me to get involved with. As soon as we got on the ground, working with the folks in the conference, working with the All Sports Association here and making sure all the details were as buttoned up as possible. Late May came very quickly, and we actually had the Bedlam series prior to that. So those events beyond just RedHawks baseball were something that we knew we needed to focus on because they are great assets to the community, to Bricktown and to downtown. So we wanted to make sure that they were treated with the right amount of respect and care. And I ended up spending some time with some of the folks at the Big 12 after the event was over, and they were very pleased, as they always are, with how they're received by this community here. So far things have been great, and we look forward to many years with the Big 12 championship, making sure it's an asset that we continue to have here.
And we just a few seconds left, but downtown in December will be here before you know it. And although it's over 100 degrees these days, you all also host snow-related events in the winter.
You're right. Snow tubing was something that I got thrown into the mix very quickly. I arrived in September, and it seemed like we were already planning for it. And as a matter of fact, we'll have a meeting here soon in getting the planning stages of snow tubing going. I think that allows us to continue to utilize the ballpark as a year-round asset.
Well, it is a great community asset. Michael, thanks for looking after it so well.
Thank you.
Michael Byrnes with the Oklahoma City RedHawks. Kent and I'll have a final word when we get back.
good life comes naturally to Tulsa, where nature's beauty is matched with an eye for aesthetics. A legacy of neighborhoods graced with lawns and landscaping and handsome homes. A place that seems to have patented an ideal lifestyle. Bank First is loyal to the quality of life Tulsa assures its citizens, to the priority placed on education, culture, and growth. Loyal to builders who transform raw land into residential charm. Developers who see opportunity and add vitality to Tulsa's economy. Bank First serves both enterprise and private lives that need a loyal partner. It's how we help nurture this city's very good life. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
The Journal-Record is pleased to be a sponsor of The Verdict. The Journal-Record, since 1903, the best source of Oklahoma business news and legal information. And for almost 30 years, Oklahoma political, government, and business leaders have turned to the McCarville Report for accurate, reliable, inside information. Visit the McCarville Report online.
Welcome back to the set of The Verdict. We are wrapping up a show with Michael Byrnes, who runs the Oklahoma City RedHawks so ably.
Well, he really does. The experience, I can tell you firsthand from going out there and being associated with those folks, is really a lot of fun for you and your family. And I really encourage you, just a few weeks left in the season, I really encourage you to take advantage of it. Kind of put a wet cloth around your neck and go out and enjoy the ball game.
Such a good decision 20 years ago by city leadership to build the ballpark downtown. And leaving the fairgrounds, of course, was not an easy decision, but it certainly looks like the smart one now. And of course, Tulsa has made the same decision, built their ballpark in their downtown area.
Help my memory about that. Was there much Bricktown build up at the time the ballpark was built?
There was not. A couple of restaurants, but the idea of bringing in the ballpark and then the canal as two establishing anchors really, I think, is the reason behind Bricktown's success. Okay. Quick website information, okcredhawks.com, our website, theverdict.tv. We'll see you next week.
The preceding program was produced exclusively for the Cox Channel.